everybody, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I'm watching like many of y'all are. I'm watching the DNC here and there. I'm tapping in here and there. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta excuse my voice. I got a little sick here because of the weather today. It's like I'm telling y'all, this weather's crazy. Anyway, I've been watching it just like the rest of y'all, and I watch little clips here and there, whatever the case may be. And when I can catch it live, I catch it live. I recorded it live a little while ago. Heard Hillary Clinton on there speaking on behalf of Kamala Harris, which was hilarious to me because I can remember if I'm correct here, and I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, you were at a different side of the pendulum when it came to Kamala Harris at one time, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sitting here and I'm listening. And I'm careful of what I'm listening to because you got to remember this is the hateration for donations. And the only thing I hear is a whole bunch of talk about how Kamala Harris is better than Trump, but no definitive stance of how. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not riding for any candidate here. I'm just simply making a observation here, and I'm asking myself the question here again. How is Kamala Harris's record? What record? What record? We have not literally heard from this woman in 3.5 years to the trajectory that I believe we should have. Is that fair enough to say? We have not seen this woman publicly. I bring up a million times and I'll bring it up again. We saw Mahalia Trump or Melania Trump more than we saw this chick when Donald Trump was under his constituency. So I'm asking the question as I see all these different people, including Hillary Clinton. She was just sitting here speaking just a little while ago. Well, this is the first active running president with 34 counts, and well, your husband was the first husband that got caught getting some vajay on the side. Do you remember that? Because I remember that. Your husband was the first too. You got some nerve. I think if anybody should have been speaking, it shouldn't have been Hillary Clinton. Out of all the people you could have picked to speak, but what I'm starting to find out is everybody is not siding with Kamala. Have y'all seen that? Everyone is not siding with Kamala. In fact, there's a lot of different constituents that have backed off of Kamala and said, "Nah, I don't want part in this." I don't know if that just came to your realization or not, but a lot of people are not backing with her. There was several senators that refused to back her, part of the Democratic Party so far now. And ultimately, it seems like a whole group of women, which I want to talk about this one woman who's, I believe, she's either lieutenant governor or something like that of Minnesota, which her running mate is from, and he is governor. I think believe she's the lieutenant governor. She came out in full Indian garb. And listen, make no mistake about it. We got a group of Indians here in the state of Connecticut called well, we got two groups of them. We got the Pequot Indians and we got the Mohegan Indians, and both groups have a thing. They have some Indians that are damn near look like they're white, and there's some that damn near look like they're black, right? And they have to prove that they're Indian and able because in the case of the Pequot Indians, they're able to get a check. The check can be for varied amounts, up to 30,000 to some families see a little bit more than that. And tuition, school, everything else is paid for. And people that live in this state, they're very familiar with them. And so this woman comes on stage and she claims she's some Indian culture or whatever. She looked mostly white to most people phenotypically, but I have to question myself sometimes when people question my identity. So I can get it. But it was the thing she said up on that stage. It was kind of eerie, and it felt more like a feminist fest more than the Democratic National Convention. Is that fair to say? It was like they were really trying to sell the fact more so not her policy and not trying to sell her ideas. They were more trying to sell the fact that this woman could possibly be the first woman, and that kind of just irked me. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't that woman that oddly enough this made me feel odd when she came up with an Indian garb. Did anybody see her? She's like the lieutenant governor of Minnesota, something like that. Something in Minnesota. It was just eerie. It was cringe worthy. Like like I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't take to that very well. Some other people they might have been cool with it. I didn't. You know what I mean? You have to be very careful when you mimicking or imitating people's cultures, even if you're a part of that culture. Because some people could look at you as not being fully part of that culture. You could have some problems. So that was one thing that kind of upset me. I finally got a word about what the protesters were out there for. And somebody finally, well, they didn't make a statement. I guess the cops figured it out. But evidently, they were out there protesting what I hinted to yesterday, but I didn't say it because I wasn't sure. So I said, well, at least I'll hint to it. That way I could reference back and say, well, I thought so, and I did. They were protesting over the treatment of the situation being handled between Israel and without going too deep into it. And I guess that's the problem that stemmed from their unruly behavior yesterday. If you follow what I'm saying, they were calling people certain types of supporters of certain types of fractions, and they were namely pointing to the Democrats because of so much money they've given towards these efforts, whether it be a ceasefire or here, there, whatever. So ultimately, that's what most of them were out there for yesterday. They were protesting the money that has been given and the support that has been given, both on the sides of Israel and as well as Ukraine. So that's what they were out there for. They wasn't out there for Americans' rights. They wasn't out there to make sure that vets get housed better. It wasn't out there to see that immigration laws, things like that, get changed so we can get a betterment equipped of our budgets. They wasn't out there for none of that. No, they were out there because they felt that the Democratic Party had chosen sides. Bravo, bravo, bravo. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, excuse my French, I hope every last one of you fucking Mickey Mouse pansy andsy won't stand up for nothing else in your own fucking country, but always want to pandy andy about anything going on international punk bitches. I hope every last one of you get stuck with a fucking rap sheet, you fucking pansy fucks. And more people should say that. Fuck them motherfuckers. You out there, you protesting about some shit that's going on thousands of miles from you. Meanwhile, men and women that were shipped over miles away over in those areas, you understand what I'm saying, for multiple different eras, are sleeping on the fucking street and barely can afford to eat at night. But you want to sit here and you want to advocate for some shit that's going on internationally. I don't understand that shit. Sorry. I don't understand pansy motherfuckers like that. And that's this new wave of pansy woke motherfuckers. Because as much as you were trying to speak against woke shit, you actually were speaking from a guise of woke thoughts. And I'm not against woke people or whatever the case you want, terminology you want to put it under. I'm absolutely not. I think everybody should have their own thinking process. The problem I have is the woke folks, they almost turned into communists now. And more of them, seemingly enough, it seems like they identify with the Democratic Party and the Democratic taunts. They never, and it's always funny to hear them talk about racism because the Dixiecrats, the fucking Dixiecrats here, which Joe Biden was part of before they subsequently, this used to be at one time called the Bible Belt States. They switched the name to make it seem a little bit more friendly. This is honest God truth. You can look this up in the history if you want to. I'm very good at history. Um, the Dixiecrats, who are a separatist party, and I challenge you this. Google right now the white man, excuse me, the party of the white man. Put this exactly in. The party of the white man is the Democratic Party, and tell me what comes up. Enter in on Google. The party for the white man is the Democratic Party. Enter that in and tell me what comes up. Enter it in and just tell me what comes up. Anybody in my chat, if you got any balls, if you're not a weirdo, just enter in. The party for the white man is the Democratic Party. The party for the white man is the Democratic Party. The party for the Negro is the Republican Party. You can put in either one of those terms and tell me what you come up with. What you're going to come up with is a bit of history that's not only depicted in words, but it's also depicted in pictures and images. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a slightly altered face of an African American man when it comes to to the Republican Party. And what you're going to see is you're going to see doppelganger equally because it was done obviously by the same artist or in the same style of that artist at the time. You're going to also see another one that has a white man on there, and he's very well dressed or whatever, whatever. And this is depicting the Dixiecrats at the time. I keep telling people about the Dixiecrats. That's why it was a bad idea when black women started going, yeah, vote for Joe Biden, vote for Joe Biden, vote for Kamala. You're ultimately doing what one man said one time a long time ago. I'm gonna keep these niggas voting Democrat for the next 50 years. And bitches is out here. This is why, like I say, like a lot of women get mad when I say the B word or whatever, whatever. But these words are intended for bitches like that. Stop, stop enticing minority communities based on your advocacy, ladies, to ultimately vote for these motherfuckers. Right now in New York City, in all the boroughs, and everybody know that live in New York or the tri-state area, they do this shit every time the election cycle come around. They send all these little candidates to stand on the corner. Hey, have you voted yet? Do you want to vote? You want to sign up? You know what I mean? Now that's how they talk in Midtown. When they in fucking Brooklyn, when they in Queens, they in Harlem. Hey, yo, homie, who you voting for? You know what I'm saying? Like they'll start making up accents and shit. Like shit is weird. But this is what they do, and they send these little scouts out there. And mind you, there's a headquarters. There used to be a headquarters for Hillary Clinton, right in Manhattan, in Harlem. Excuse me. It was for either Hillary or Bill, one of the two. But they used to have a office there for a while, and it's just sad to see this shit come to this way. I don't see anything in Kamala. I really don't. I haven't seen the bitch for 3.5 years. You turn around, you got fucking Hillary Clinton up online today talking about, yeah, and she locked up criminals and that. There was a federal investigation of this fucking cunt because she was locking up women of color specifically, both black and Latina, and would not let them go because she felt that they could be used as labor to fight forest fires in California. This is easily obtainable information. You don't have to take my word for it. That's why I tell people, I just tell you the information. Go research it for yourself. Once you find it for yourself, there's no deniable sense that you can say to me that would make me agree with you otherwise. Once you see it for yourself. This was a federal investigation of this broad, talking about Kamala Harris, federal investigation. And at the time, based on her, and this is how I really look at it, based on her connections or whatever, because you get friends, I was in the music business for 17 years. I'm still around. I still have some of the same friends. With those friends, there comes some protection, and they'll protect you in many different ways. And that's what I think happened to her. They protected her because they wanted her to have a political future. And I think it's because of her friends, and many of y'all say, well, she wasn't that big. Yes, she was. She was a prosecutor. Once you enter that staple of being a prosecutor, the game changes for you a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Because now they're looking at you as you have different ambitions, such as presidential ambitions, so on and so forth. A lot of people can't keep up with this conversation. I don't expect you to. That means that you're only privy to the educational stance that you are, and that's all right. That's all right. But I know what I'm talking about. And I know that every time that I talk about positions like this or whatever, seemingly enough, it comes true the way I said it was. If many of y'all are not familiar with me, I be at many locations politically, covering situations like this in particular, including Trump's trial, which was right here on this channel. Due to lack of support financially, we had to pull back from that, recurring travel costs and things of that nature, whatever. Which is why I always encourage people, including today, which I plan on doing a piece for you, at a specific location that I think that you will find astounding. So if you guys would like to, make sure that you hit up the Cash App, $ STRINGERBELL80. This right here was just a preamp video really for what I really want to address within the diatribe that I've seen delivered so far at the DNC, so far by a bunch of sucker motherfuckers trying to sell us a dream, therefore towards the people once again of solitude in the worst type of ways. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. And black women, please take this as no insult, but please take it as reality. Would you bitches please shut the fuck up? This party is not the party to be voting for. I'm gonna say it one more time, and some of y'all gonna feel discouraged. Some of y'all gonna understand exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes real bitches understand the story. Would you hoes please shut the fuck up? They keep talking about donate and support the the Democratic Party. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You have sat back and watched things get worse under their watch. You have sat back and watched you maybe achieve a little bit collectively as a gender, but as a culture as a whole, you have not collectively achieved anything. Same thing goes for Latinos. What do you have to celebrate? Mediocrity, working at blue collar jobs, jobs not exceeding no more than $60,000, $80,000 a year. That's a fucking joke nowadays. So it comes clear the message of this. We are living in an age where I feel there's a segment of women that put gender over multiple cultures. This goes with white women, black women, Latin women. They put gender above everything. And this is where you're going to make your mistakes. You're going to run into a brick wall because women did not create this system. And there's only men that really internally understand it a little bit better than all others. There might be some women, like I know Pino points at Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is a hustler. It's an old Brooklyn hustler chick. Last of a breed, like the Joan Rivers. That's an old Yiddish hustler right there. Don't make no mistake about it. We recognize who she is up here. That's an old Yiddish hustler. All right? That's the difference between Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi made her money off stocks. That's what Nancy Pelosi makes her money off of. So does her husband. And they have been doing so since so many years. You don't believe me? Go look up her holdings she made during the pandemic. It might astonish you. She only gets about $200,000 a year as a constituent, but look how much she made last year. Just go look at how much she made last year on stocks alone, and the year before that. Matter of fact, take it back to 2021. You'll start to get a picture of what I'm talking about here. You'll start to get a broad picture. Sitting back acting like these people are your friends. Oh my God, Kamala loves us. She pulling out black friends and shit. Did you see that stunt she pulled the other night at the DNC? She pulling out black friends and shit. We've known Kamala since forever. So fuck what? So fuck what? So fuck what? Fuck Kamala. And I say it 3 more times. Fuck Kamala. I don't trust that bitch. To be quite honest with you, this is what I think. I think when it comes to this fucking cunt bitch, because that's what she is. Ladies, excuse my French. I did not mean y'all. This lying, manipulative, coming in the door, fucking cunt bubble, Kamala Harris has to understand something. You're not fooling us. I see right through you. And I see what you are. I see how you're coming. And I don't like it. And I think it's disrespectful to a lot of people. But what I more importantly think, and I see right here, is this. I think this is what's really happening. And y'all tell me if y'all agree with me or don't agree with me. Matter of fact, before I say this, let me get a couple more people in here before I say this. Because I want this to resonate with a couple people. This is my theory right here. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to share this. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. I just want to share this one more time. What I honestly and truthfully think when it comes to this Kamala Harris, when it comes to this Kamala Harris thing, why she was picked as a nominee, comes to mind this right here. All throughout history in America, we've always had focal figures. In the movie JFK, if you ever seen the movie JFK, there's one quote in that movie that always stood out amongst me, among others. And that was this right here. He said he's going to win. He was talking about JFK at the time. He said, how do you know that? He said he looks good on TV. That's what he said. He didn't say because of his politics. He didn't say because of his policy. No, he said because he looks good on TV. That was back with JFK in the 60s. We are now in 2024, and the same thing holds helm. If you look good on TV, if you sound good on that mic, you got a better chance than people that don't. And so when we talk about Kamala Harris here, we talk about her whole heresy. When we talk about Kamala Harris here, keep this in mind. When we talk about Kamala Harris, I think Kamala Harris is now serving as that same type of figurehead, and she willfully is going along with it, meaning that there was something that stuck out to me that she said in her little brief appearance last night, and a lot of people missed it. And when she said these words, I said, "Yep, that verified exactly what people want to know. That verified exactly what I was already thinking. You're going to be the face, but he's still. Excuse me. You're going to be the body, but he's still going to be the figurehead and the face and the brain. Meaning that I think that they're using Kamala Harris as kind of like the face print to guarantee the election win that they think in their head. I don't think they're going to win, but if they think in their head and they take a better off because they think they can get more momentum, then they can't fold Joe. Joe can't move the same way or whatever, whatever. But if we're talking about expertise, then we're talking about Joe will win over her because Joe's been around and been in some form or fashion, whether it was the Judiciary Committee chairman, whether it was some type of assistant to Nixon at the time. I think that's how he initially came in around that time. Whether it was a junior position here, whatever the case may be, Joe Biden's been around the constituency of the White House since the 1970s, the 70s. All right. Some of us weren't even born yet. And most of us were babies. That's how long he's been around there. All right. So what I'm saying to you is Joe's experience with foreign affairs and everything like that, whether you like his politics or not, that's up to you. But you still cannot condition the fact of this. Joe Biden experience supersedes us. So it would make sense to me that they would still, especially with things already been put in order and her not having that much intervention. What I think what they're setting up is they're running Kamala as the figurehead, but she's not actually the politics. And nobody really gives a fuck about Kamala Harris's politics anyway. If you give a fuck about Kamala Harris's politics in my chat room, let me know right now. Now, I want to talk to the ladies real quick one more time. For the women out there that are stand up women, yeah, give my utmost respect. But for you little Zionist, communist, Marxist, socialist, fucking all round authoritarian motherfucking broads, let me tell you little bitches something. You're not gonna force this guy or many other guys that I know to vote for this fucking cunt bubble bitch because the pure simple fact this giggling fucking this bitch laughs like fucking Quagmire off a fucking Family Guy. You're not gonna get me to vote for a bitch that laughed like Quagmire off a Family Guy just because she's got a fucking vajay. It don't work that way. All right, I'm not voting for Quagmire. You understand what I'm saying? That's Quagmire right there. That's all that giggity giggity. That's who that bitch is. Quagmire from the Family Guy. Giggity giggity. Everybody, even last night, giggity giggity. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch always say something's fucking funny for? Everything's not fucking funny, Kamala. I mean, like, are you gonna be like this on Foreign Affairs? Yeah, we're sending aid about $2 million. Giggity giggity. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking picture here? Is it me or what? I'm not here to break nobody's party or consider anybody's feelings as far as gender or whatever, but listen, I'm not talking to the ladies here, but you have to be a fucking nut to vote for this bitch. She looks fucking crazy. Giggity, giggity. The bitch look like she literally laughs like Quagmire or Family Guy. I don't know why ain't nobody peeped that yet. Giggity, giggity. Every fucking video I said, giggity, giggity. Last night at the podium, giggity, giggity. The fuck is wrong? We burned down the candidate to Quagmire. You got the female Quagmire on the fucking podium at the DNC convention. Huh? How about that? Who would ever guess? This is a low grade candidate. I heard a mixture of boos and clapping when they brought up her name at the DNC convention, which lets you know that everybody's not in unison with her as a candidate. Many people are confused, such as myself. I'm wondering the same thing. Y'all wondering, how did this hoe get picked for the top position when you got so many others that could have? And I don't know. I don't know. And I also want to note the protesters. Listen, the protesters out there are more interested in me than this shit is. I'm gonna be honest with you. The shit that's going on with the protesters is more interesting to me than this fucking cunt bubble. I don't like this bitch. I really don't. Like, there is just something in my soul that tells me, oh, quagmire female over here, aka giggity giggity. So I'm saying, bitch, I'm telling you, that's a female quagmire from Family Guy. Giggity giggity. Every video you see it. Giggity giggity. The fuck? Old quagmire over here. You know what I'm saying? Granny panties. Oh god. This old broad, I don't hate her. I just don't like her party. I don't like what her party stands for, and I'm not saying I'm a Republican lover either, because I don't care about a lot of shit that happens in their party either. But with this Democratic Party, you once upon a time in history were a separatist party known as the Dixiecrats. Any white man that's hearing my voice right now will aptly agree upon. So, and this is tone in history. This is not something I'm making up. I told you as simply as Google this. The Democratic Party is for the white man. Just enter that in, and you'll see a litany of different images and articles for you to agree with, and even naming them as they are named, the Dixiecrat, which is now basically the Bible Belt states. This was their last ditch effort after slavery was ended by the Emancipation Proclamation to separate the states, aka separate America. This is why you've seen Texas several times try to secession from the United States with failure. California has as well. Based off these things, based off these ideals that they've had so long, and now they call it California, California. I'm keeping telling you guys. Listen, my dad's Cuban. We know we know a lot about motherfucking communism. All right, I know a communist when I see one. You understand what I'm saying? I know a communist rhetoric when I hear it, and that's what that shit is that they're spewing. It's Marxism, communism, socialism, and I would say a little bit of authoritarianism, and what else would I say? I would say that I wouldn't go as far as to terrorism because, and alteritarianism, I would say, but not totalitarianism because of pure simple fact, you can't. Yeah, I'll hold back on totalitarianism because it's not an imperial rule per se, because you still have your freedoms. You know, they're not asking people, but it's definitely a communist thoughts and ideas, Marxist thoughts and ideas, and definitely tucked under all of it is socialism. And this is what Kamala was mentioning when they were talking about her positions. These motherfuckers are trying to usher in, and y'all don't understand it, and they're trying to get black women to help them as like the fucking bells or AKA the help and shit. And I'm here to tell you, silly bitches, it's a trick. If it ain't one time you bitches listen to somebody, listen this time. They are using you to get a vote so they can enact something that they haven't before. And once this shit is enacted, you think the people that was going to bring the racism, which is the Republicans, no, 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 no. The ones that are going to bring the racism are the same motherfuckers you voting for. Pay attention to the issues and how they've changed since Freddie Gray and things like that just a couple years ago. Just a couple years ago when we were talking about, even though Barack wasn't the greatest guy either, even though Trump wasn't the greatest guy either under the step, we can agree with that or whatever, whatever. But this motherfucker right here in this party and what they stand for, no, 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 no. And you're hearing it echo from all the real cities. California is saying fuck them. Chicago is saying fuck them, and they hosting the shit. You understand what I'm saying? The average Chicago motherfucker out there is saying fuck them. That's why you got all those different motherfucking flags and, excuse me, those poles or whatever sticking up in the audience talking about where they from. They needed all those multiple states because motherfucking Chicago ain't happy with the Democratic Party. You don't believe me? Go out there and ask them about their policies on homeless. Ask about these three policies in Chicago: homelessness, joblessness, violence, and I'll give you one more. And the other one is the migrant situation, which is taking money from them. Once you start to put this together, you see this is happening in state to state, including here in the New York City tri-state, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. You start to piece together what you're really seeing here. This is not hate speech, this is reality speech. You bitches are being used to little small positions, rags and tatters. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you're coming in. I appreciate it if you do. Rags and tatters is what they're willing to hand you for a piece of gold. Remember that. You took your piece of gold and exchanged it for rags and tatters. And that's what you're going to get when you vote. And I know a lot of y'all still feel like I'm so strong minded. And I'm educated too. I curse a lot. People that curse a lot scientifically has been proven are some of the most honest people in fucking place on earth. All right. If you are smart enough, you would know that some scientists from Princeton University and psychiatrists from Columbia University made that discovery. Am I right or wrong? Since you so fucking thespian and shit. And people that try to talk articulate all the time are usually those are lower intelligence and basically just reciting what they've heard. They have no original thought process. They just recite what they hear and they believe in what they recite. If that makes any sense to you. They just recite what they hear and believe in what they recite. They don't actually take any time to investigate if any of their fucking ideas or whatever could be wrong. What I find is people that think like this in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and damn near in their 60s, they start to recount as they hit later in their 60s and in their 70s. I saw this happen with Dick Gregory. I've seen this happen with all these guys that was time revered. You know what I'm saying? Even as you saw with many of different people. I ain't gonna get too deep into it. Communism is at the sheer point, and the tenets of communism and socialism are at the tier points of the Democratic Party moving towards the future. This does not benefit anyone except for newfound, not even older Latinos, newfound immigrants that come from Africa, China, Latin America, and different other parts of Asia. And actually, maybe even here to replace you in some form or another. And I'm here to tell you that voting for the Democratic Party is not going to do anything but incentivize that. So please, ladies, if you're not listening, this ain't about Kamala Harris, you dumb bitches. It's about motherfucking policy. Put your fucking gender specific and gender centric fucking rhetorics aside and egos aside and please realize that this shit right here that y'all going for, y'all can wait 4 years and put the pressure on motherfucking Michelle Obama. Make her the first one. At least you could look at Michelle and tell. Michelle just looked like she just took a hot comb out of hair. That's all I'm saying. Is that fair? Michelle looked like she just took some pink rollers out of fucking hair. Is that fair? Huh? Michelle looked like she wear number 9 silky every now and then. Is that fair? You understand what I'm saying? Michelle Obama looked like she know how to roll some grits and shit like that. Is that fair? Huh? Is that fair? If y'all want a true representation of what y'all going for, wait 4 years like Trump waited 4 years for his next go with the White House. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you have to be patient for what you want in the long run. And let me ask you a question. If you went to a car dealership tomorrow, right, and they said to you, hey, listen, we got this motherfucker, what's the name, Ferrari right here, right? But the only thing is, it's probably going to bust down in about a year or two, right? And then they say, look, we got this Honda Acura over here. You understand what I'm saying? The Honda Acura joint, though, it's going to last you about 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you wait 4 years, we'll allow you to trade up this for better than the Ferrari. We'll allow you to trade this up for the Bentley Jeep. But you got to wait 4 years. Which one would you pick? The Ferrari right now that's going to eventually break down, or would you pick the Honda that's going to last for 10 years, and in the fourth year you could switch off and get a new Bentley? Well, of course, the average motherfucker, they're going to take the Ferrari because that's the quick way around it. But the smart motherfucker, he's going to know, let me just take the Honda Acura for about 4 years, wait for that, and then I'll get a better car than both of them motherfuckers. This is no different from a nigga to go get a late model BMW and want to ride and stun on you when he could have just waited 10 more months of saving money. and got in a new car. You understand what I'm saying? When he equated that down payment. So sometimes you gotta wait for shit. Like right now, there's a whole bunch of shit I got in the mix. But I know it's not gonna get done probably until coming into the top of the year and things like that, whatever. So you have to be patient. And what do I have to do in the meantime? Or what I have to do in the meantime is work on all those other things. This is why I'm not on here online too much anymore with this YouTube thing or whatever. I want to thank everybody the other night. And like I said, Ahmad L. And Homegirl, I'm gonna do a review of your songs or whatever. I forgot what her name is, but if you're listening, that's still gonna get taken care of. Don't worry about that. I just can't play those songs here on YouTube. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep sharing the playlist, but I'm gonna give my interpretation and my thoughts on the songs or whatever. But I can't play them because they're on Spotify. And since they're on Spotify, they have a key number. If you're not familiar with key numbers, that means that once YouTube runs a scan, it's gonna scan that this is not a song that's in their library that's a use of songs you can use. What it's gonna do is gonna scan, it's gonna send me a copyright. You know what I mean? Now, this type of copyright, they won't strike my channel or nothing like that. But what it will do in some cases, it'll mute the music and you won't hear it at all. Or either two, it will remove the music or ask me to remove the music. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do a post like that. So we're going to take care of that. We're still going to do that for you. Ahmad L, I want to tell you thank you. The old gal, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell Ruby Johnson thank you as well, whatever, whatever. All them contributed or whatever, whatever. And collectively, I think it was like 60 $70 I collected out. I'm only ended up spending $27, but we took a risk the other night, and I was supposed to be going to something, whatever. The thing wasn't going to be over until 11 at night, so the time that I got there was literally perfect. I had missed maybe an hour, and unfortunately, it literally it had been going for like an hour, and like literally it started raining and storming so hard or whatever, whatever. And I was like, I felt so bad because I was like, damn, I asked these people to donate to me, and here it is, and boom, you know what I'm saying? So I made sure I did like 3 updates just to let everybody know what's going on or whatever. But let you know, I haven't forgotten you guys. We got something coming up real soon here. It's not gonna be raining. I looked, you know what I'm saying, as of right now, anyway. So I'm probably gonna have to wait about 2 weeks for that because I can't rush the date on it. But that will be happening to Ahmad L. I want to say something else if you hear this back. So ain't this a bitch? So they delivered my piece or whatever, whatever, whatever. But since it was, I guess, of a certain weight or some shit these motherfuckers said, I needed to sign for it. They said, "Well, we left you something on the thing." I said, "I didn't see shit." And evidently, they supposed to have left it on my door. I didn't see shit. So anyway, and I said, "How could you get to my door anyway? I gotta let you in the second door before you can even get in here." So it was Chuck or whatever. But anyway, long story short, they sent my shit the fuck back, and I'm mad as fuck about that shit. So they sent it. I guess they go send it back out to me or whatever the case may be. The lady said it should be shipped again within 4 to 5 days after they do their little process and all this bullshit or whatever. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So I made sure I took off having to sign for shit or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like all that. Just send me, and they got me instead with an email thing or whatever. Give me an estimated time when shit get here. So I like that shit. So I had to download that app and everything like that, the FedEx app and all that shit or whatever. But now I'll get alerts when my shit. And I like that shit. I'll get alerts when like my shit is on the way or how it's shipping. Like you know what I'm saying? It's gonna tell me where it's at and everything like that. So I just want to let you know that piece still on the fuck way. I fucked up a little bit, whatever. Shit happened, man. I'm sorry, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm really yeah. I ain't. Y'all know damn well if y'all been rocking with me, I ain't no motherfucking scam artist. So I'm gonna bring y'all some shit in the meantime, as much as I can afford. You know what I'm saying? And we still go rock out or whatever. But those people right there, those some beautiful people. Them people always help me out. They always donate to me. They always support me. They always encourage other people to support me. So if anything, I don't want them to feel like they ever, you know what I'm saying? Feel, like I don't want Ahmad L, Ruby Johnson, the old gal. Who else was it? TMH Global, Annette, and folks. I don't want them to feel like their dollar is unappreciated because it that definitely isn't the mention. You know what I'm saying? If anything, shit, your boy could use a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I took some fucking hits. I ain't trying to cry to nobody or nothing, but I've done a lot of things to try to improve my channel here, and it just don't get recognized for some reason. Like Like right now, my phone is charging, right? But I'm doing this live broadcast on my tablet. Now I got the tablet. I got the tablet because I went and upgraded my phone. You understand what I'm saying? And they included me a tablet because I got good credit. You know understand what I'm saying? So they offered this shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have fucked up credit. I know niggas be thinking in my head like this fucked up. That nigga shit, that whole like nah, nigga, I got good credit. So they was like, yo, you're always on time with your payments, da 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 da, whatever, whatever. And so I got two new devices. You know what I'm saying? And like they're the newest of devices and everything. And I'm thinking, okay, now I can stream to these niggas in 4K and shit like that or whatever. The whole community, okay, which I thought would help me didn't. And when I've done other things, I'm sorry to change this into that, but I'm not. But like I don't have support of the African American community like that. Like they don't really fuck with me like that for whatever reason or whatever. And I've always done shit for them, like a lot of shit, include getting niggas hired, all kinds of. Y'all be surprised. You understand what I'm saying? And if you knew, you would be like, okay, now I understand why he feel like that. You know what I'm saying? He feel almost like betrayed. You know what I mean? And so like, a lot of it stem from I always say this online. I'll say it again. A lot of it stem. I mean, personally, I don't believe necessarily about racism, but definitely about bias. I started having my problem on here when I started speaking Spanish on here. And it was just happened to be one day. I'll tell you how it happened too, because I remember exactly what it happened. There was a subscriber of mine, and her and I were having a conversation in Spanish, and she was writing in the chat, and I'm saying things like in Spanish or whatever. And I was watching as people, because I was talking about an issue that was about black people before then, and then she just came in and gave her words. Once I started talking to her in Spanish, I noticed that like it was a lot of people in the chat, and they just started banking off one by one. And I was like, whoa. And then I did it. There was another time I was speaking Spanish to somebody, and the same thing happened. I said, oh, whoa. So, like, what y'all racist or some shit? Like, I didn't know what it was. And I noticed it's not the dudes. That's one thing I can tell, especially if I go by like, who's writing comments or whatever, whatever. If I can go by who's writing comments and everything like that, it's definitely not the dudes. It's always the women for some reason or another. And I don't know how to make that connection or what that's about or whatever the case may be. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't change who I am. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm always going to speak Spanish. My children are going to speak Spanish. Um, and that's just the way it's going to be. And if you have an issue with that or a problem with that, I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope you get some help for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes no sense. A group of people that say they are oppressed or whatever, whatever, are now going out and trying to point oppression upon other people. Now, some of it is justified. Like when I talk about the micro crisis and all that shit, fuck all them niggas. And if you ask the Latin community, well, which you know because you have an interaction with them, they're pretty much saying the same fucking thing. Fuck them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're a different group of people. So, hey, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say about that, man. I just wanted to make sure I put that into the, you know what I'm saying, the conversation, everything like that, or whatever. I'm thinking about heading out today. I ain't even thinking about it. I am. I'm gonna show up somewhere. Let me get there first before we start talking about, you know what I mean, donations and all that, whatever. Because I owe y'all two now. You know what I'm saying, for the people that did donate. And I owe one lady a review of her music, which will definitely be done. Um, just give me a second here. I'll probably do it tonight. Make it look like something. You know what I'm saying? Let me do that. Let me make it look like something. Anybody could do a review sitting in the room or something like that. I know how to make things look like something. So to that one lady, you'll be able to get a music review. As far as like final words I have to say about Kamala Harris or what I've seen so far, whatever, y'all better be worried about the people out there that's fucking protesting. You better start listening to them. You better start hearing them out. And you better stop having these people make these little quotes on the news like the police chief and shit like that, because they ain't helping you. Trust me on that one. They are not helping you at all. You know what I'm saying? And I would say to women of color, please stop encouraging the hood or trying to turn your back on your own men in effort to support a woman just because of her gender and her race. That is some Like I would look at any woman that was like commandeering that, and I'd be like, "Yo, you sound like a complete freaking racist bigot." Like you really do. Like there are women out here right now that are condemning men because the men don't want to vote for Kamala Harris or raising a side eye at Kamala Harris. And can you blame them? Can you blame them? I mean, like, I don't know what it is. You could be the most intelligent, most smart motherfucker there is. And some women will find it like this is one thing that grabs my game. I got time? Yeah, I got time. Cause I wanna head out of here. Cause I wanna give y'all something today outside of like this type of material right here. Guys, if you feel it in your heart, hit up the Cash App $ STRINGERBELL80 at Stringer Bell 80. We're gonna be moving and shaking because I gotta give these people a show. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing these bedroom shows and all that shit. It just reeks of laziness. Like I don't know how to explain it. I've spent my whole life being on the move. Like when I worked with the record companies, I was always on the move. I did that job for 17 years. So I'm not used to sitting stagnant and just, letting time fly by. Like, and I know people like that. And I just be like, nowadays, because my life is in a different direction. I mean, I'm fixing a new album to put on everybody. I'm filming a video for one of my singles. You know what I'm saying? That I'm doing what I'm doing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about togetherness. That's what I could talk about. I oftentimes make mention of my ex-girlfriend or whatever the case may be. And, usually I talk about her pretty well because I actually love this broad, right? And so this is in contention with women, since so many women think that, shit is different than what it is or how they interpret it. The woman I was with was not only black, but she was Muslim. She was born and raised Muslim. She wore hijabs. She grew up wearing hijabs and the full regalia that you would see a Muslim woman in. If you go around, if you live in Brooklyn or you live in Harlem, you're very familiar with this, and you see sisters that are African American like this. You know what I'm saying? They on their dean. If you live in Philly, you know what I'm talking about. There are people that walk around like this, including the men. And so they're born and raised into Islam or whatever the case may be. I myself, I'm not a Muslim. I grew up around a lot of the tenets of Islam because I had friends like we walk in their house and their father is playing Minister Farrakhan on the radio. You know what I mean? Or you walk in and there's a picture of Elijah Muhammad on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like this is real talk. And so I had multiple friends like that. Shout out to Sereno. Shout out to Reggie and all of them up there in Cranston, Rhode Island. Shout out to J Ball and all of them up in Providence. Like this is a real life for us. And so I was with that woman, and that woman at the time we were still at daddy's house, and I was pretty much responsible for everything for my promo and everything like that. It was her. And this is definition, and I'm a quote from that movie Hustle and Flow. Ain't that a bottom bitch for you? I tore her. I mean, I had a DSLR. I had the Canon. I forgot which one it was. It was the nice Canon though. You know what I'm saying? I ended up having. I didn't have to, but I ended up selling it because it was something going on at the time. I sold it for a significant amount of money too. That camera was worth like $1,300, $1,400 with everything equipped with it, the extra lenses, all that. And so, but very heavy. I taught her how to put the camera on the tripod, when to start filming me, tell me what she saw, how to change the focal levels. I taught her a lot about filming. And hopefully she'll take those skills to do something with them one day. Hell, who I know, she might end up making a movie or something. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you credit me if you hear it. No. You know what I'm saying? But I often make times I mention her or whatever because she used to help me film. She used to help me film myself. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how much patience you have to have for your significant other to sit there and learn something that you totally not into, and then slowly you get into it, but for the most part you not into it. You know what I'm saying? That mean a motherfucker love you, and that girl did love me. You know what I'm saying? And what I say to you, and I say to you, the reason I say this to you is that's just proof that you can work with your men. But what you ladies got to do is instead of trying to digging this bind where you're just like, yay, yay, we're all coochies unite. You know what I'm saying? Power coochies unite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chicks got to do something better. And I mean that respectfully, I really do. But y'all got to do something better than just picking candidates and gaining up together, whatever, whatever. You stand to lose something even more because see, you just can't procreate by yourself. And then you say, "Well, I'm gonna run and get a white man." And old white men ain't with that shit. In fact, we see a very small skew of a number. Even the numbers between interracial relationships with white men and black women have only trickled up maybe like 0.2%. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not really a thing, if you want to say per se. But if that's what you feel, you think you can, do that in total. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. You can be thankful. Everybody can be thankful to you for ending a whole culture once again. You almost be like, like eugenics or some shit, right? Because that's what it seemed like a lot of you broads are heading towards, saying you want to eliminate your genome and, in fact, bring another genome into existence. For a basic fact, I see so many times where you get Dr. Umar Johnson, he'll sit there and bash all these men and call them bunny hopping and all these other little silly conundrums. But at the same time, yeah, this motherfucker will never speak about the Serena Williamses of the world or the numerous black women. Shit, Maya Angelou was married to 3, 4 white men, wasn't she? That bitch died by herself. So, only thing I'm saying is maybe it's you. And I don't mean to call her a bitch. The reason I said it like that is because Dr. Umar Johnson also said you can't be pro-black and have a white spouse. Well, tell that to the estate of Maya Angelou. Then, see, if I ever got into an argument or debate with him, I would just hit him with facts. Facts that he couldn't deny. You gotta tell me that you have a quotation from men out here called bunny hopping, but you ain't got no quotations for the multiple bitches out here, man, white boys. Oh, and the advertisement is heavy with this shit too. Here and there, you'll see a commercial with a black man and a white woman. The most of the time, you'll see the opposite way around. That's why I said there's definitely some involvement from higher ups. This is just not from advertising companies. This is from somewhere higher up. And what I mean is somebody's commandeering or suggesting to these advertising companies, both in print and in traditional media, that this should be what the template is. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I think the sole purpose of it, just like a Cynthia G, is like I said, I thought that bitch was an agent. And they just called a cord. And instead of saying, okay, agent, pull out, they said, we're eliminating her channel. Now, that was just, they were pulling their agent. That's what that was. They was pulling their agent out the field. Well, you don't get me, do you? You'll get it soon enough. There's a lot of things I'm privy to and I see y'all fall for, and I'll be like, how the fuck did they fall for that? Like, there's this one kid, right? I had a lot of fucking faith in this kid. Pisses me off to this day, because there's one thing I don't like above anything. Anybody knows this. I don't like no thieves. I don't like no liars. And I don't like a motherfucker that backstabs me when I got faith in you. That shit irks the fuck out of me. But I had it happen like 6 or 7 times in my life, believe it or not. I had this kid. I got a lot of faith in this fucking head. He turned around and stabs me in the back for a fucking fat neck bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And he's over there trying to launch this and launch that. I'm like, you stupid fuck. I was trying to help you out. Don't make it think that just because you don't see me doing what you think I should be doing, that I ain't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I do a whole bunch of shit I don't tell y'all about on here because I know the first thing a motherfucker will do is try to sabotage it. You know, stupid. I say a lot of shit on here to tort from what I really mean. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers be online thinking they running circles around you. I'm like, no, nigga, I'm running circles around you. I'm running circles around you. I had faith in this fucking kid, and it kind of made me like not want to help people or try to help people no more. I'm not an empath, but I'm a nice dude, really. Underneath of all this, I'm a nice guy. I really am. You know what I mean? Y'all like, yeah, right. All right, fair enough. All right, you win. Fair enough. But overall, I'm a nice fucking person, believe it or not. I got a good heart, and I try to help people out all the fucking time. Or if I feel you backstabbed me or you did something wrong to me, it's like World War fucking four. Fuck three. Three is over. It's like 4, 5 with me. Like I take that shit personal. Like I don't know. See, that's the Cuban in me. I want it all now. I want you dead. I want you. You know what I mean? That's just me. Oh no, I don't. I don't incentivize beefing with people online. I want to let that be known. When you hear me sparking on somebody, it's because they were fucking with me. Simple as that. I don't start shit with people. I just don't. Because I'm stupid. And I know I am. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they, I didn't mean to do, no, I meant to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Like, no, I meant to do that. Every bit of it, I meant it. You know. Guys, if you'd like to, make sure you hit up the Cash App, $ STRINGERBELL80. If y'all want to do anything, donate $10. I give me a pack of cigarettes or the Bible on the way down. I'm going to do 2 pieces for y'all tonight. It's not going to be payback for missing out on yesterday, but I at least want to keep the ball rolling with y'all, whatever. So I'm going to have to dip in my pocket a little bit today, but it's all good. Mm-hmm. I respect the fact, and I'll say it again, I respect the fact that people like Ahmad L., Ruby Johnson, um, the old gal, and other people for believing in me enough. And no, I'm not no fraudster. I don't go frivolously spending money. Shit, the other night when that shit fell out, I bought my ass home. I ain't stay hanging out or let me go do this. Nah, I came right the fuck back home on mother. And then soon after that, I started filming just to let people know, yo, I'm back in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta respect people's dollar. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't want to give you that dollar no more. That's something that YouTube is missing in the urban space. A lot of niggas don't respect people that donate to them dollar. And I think the fact that I did made some people feel odd. Like, why is he respecting us? Like I make videos to show people what I do with their money. You know what I mean? I'm talking about from the beginning. I've been on here for 5 years. From the beginning. I don't know. So maybe I'm raised different. I don't know, but I'm raised like if people donate to you, you should be appreciative of their money and their time. You know what I mean? So somebody have to work for that. So if y'all hear me keep on mentioning it or whatever, that's why I keep mentioning it because them people they always support me and shit like that. If it wasn't for Mod L, I wouldn't even have this little thing. Then now I gotta wait fucking 4 or 5 days for these motherfuckers to send it back to me, but I haven't. I ain't worried about it. That's what I get for fucking with these little Asian companies. I ain't. Shit, that shit like $200 something off everything else. I was like, fuck, let me get from these little folks right here. Everybody giving it a good review, you know what I mean? Like, do the same shit. Fuck. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I refuse to pay $200 something for a product that is worth, they got it for $45 to $60 and to do the exact same thing as the $200 one. And in some cases, be better than the $200 product. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Well, and I really need that shit. Like, I don't if there's a bunch about that. I don't like my filters being shaky. I don't like none of that shit. Like, there's a mechanism in my phone that will stabilize the video after you finish done recording. It's a process and it takes a minute. But if I'm live, it shouldn't be shaking and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I don't want my shit. I don't want my shit like that no more. I want my shit still. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what's what with that. All right, guys, that's my hour. I don't know who was here, but thank you for listening. I want to say from the bottom of my heart once again, fuck Kamala Harris. Ladies, quit promoting voting for this fucking commie bitch. Um, and get out of that Democratic Party shit. Let's leave it alone. Get away from it. That is so crazy. I was sitting here and I was waiting for this battery pack. It's the last battery pack to charge. And as I'm saying this shit, the last blink came on to let me know this shit was charged. My time is impeccable. I swear to God. But that's all I want. That's all I want to say to y'all. Hey, yo, at the very least, make sure y'all donate $10. One of y'all, the $sign STRINGERBELL80. We're gonna be following up or whatever. Give me a pack of cigarettes before I leave this motherfucker for real. That's the only thing I need. Give me a pack of cigarettes and maybe $10 extra for something else. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need. You know what I mean? Get my little pack of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do a little filming for y'all, whatever this evening. I'm gonna go to 2 locations for y'all real quick, whatever. It might be 1 location, but I'm definitely going to one. Um, I might go over there to the towers real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all want me to go over to the towers. My core audience know what I mean when I say that. If y'all want me to go over to the tower, let me know. I go over to the tower. If y'all want me to go to the tower, I take y'all to the top of the world, whatever one y'all want to go to. You understand? Just make sure y'all write that in the comment section. And other than that, we are up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know who the fuck was there, but thank you very fucking much for showing up, you Ghost Rider motherfuckers. That's when we gonna start calling them motherfuckers. Don't write nothing in the chat room. We don't interact with the comments. We start calling y'all Ghost Riders. You understand what I'm saying? Ghost Riding mother bangers. And other than that, man, listen, we're gonna be on the move today. So make sure y'all drop something in the cash app. Make sure y'all hit that like button after this is done as well. The cash app is $sign STRINGERBELL80. That's all, you know what I'm saying? Stringer Bell 80. Throw a little $10 in there. Let me get a pack of cigarettes real quick, you know what I'm saying, before I go. Other than that, next time I talk to y'all, I'll be in the town and I'll let y'all know what's going down. I hope y'all enjoy. I'll talk to y'all in a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes, but a little earlier. Bye, guys.